everyone, today we're making a gathered front princess sleeve dress inspired by this Urban Outfitter one I'm showing here. Here I started with my sleeve block and shortened it to 2 inches, then added 2 inches to the sides and 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. Next, I took the back bodice pattern piece, closed the darts, and traced the shape left over. Because I'm using a stretchy material, I'm not too worried about being exact in the draft. For the front bodice, I followed a blog tutorial that will be linked down below, and I just closed the bust dart on the block, opened a new waist dart, then filled the gap with paper. I then made a triangle from the base of the waist dart to a point about 2 inches from the side seam. Fold that closed, tape, then trace the new shape. Mark the center of the bodice at 9.5 inches long and 4 inches into the armhole as shown, then match the 2 points. Add 1/2 inch seam allowance. Mark 11.5 inches on the center back and draw a straight line to the armhole, then add another 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'll leave a link on how to draft a circle skirt down below, just because it's a lot easier to follow a written tutorial. Start by cutting the front bodice piece on the fold, repeat so you have 2 pieces. Cut the back pattern piece on fold, repeat for 2 pieces as well because we want it to be double-sided and not have to hem anything. Then cut 2 sleeves. I adjusted this later but corrected it in the pattern drafting clip, so the sleeve might look a little different here. Fold the fabric left over in half twice and mark out a circle skirt pattern. More descriptive info will be down below. Pin the two back pieces right sides together. Repeat the previous step to the front bodice. Then sew the front bodice pieces together at 1/4 of an inch, leaving a small opening to turn inside out. Repeat to the back bodice pieces as well. Now sew each sleeve right sides together, closed at 1/2 inch. We're doing 1/2 inch for the sleeve because it's not a double-sided kind of thing. Turn the front and back bodice pieces inside out. Then pin and sew the back and front bodice pieces right sides together. Cut a 2-inch strip of flat elastic, then stitch the elastic to the center of the bodice, stretch and sew it down with a zigzag stitch. Make sure to backstitch at the top and bottom, just so the elastic doesn't come undone. Pin the skirt halves right sides together at the sides. Sew the skirt halves together. Pin the bodice to the skirt right sides together. Sew the bodice to the skirt with a zigzag stitch at 1/4 of an inch. We're doing 1/4 of an inch because the fabric is doubled and altogether it makes up 1/2 an inch. Stitch down the waist seam allowance so that it faces the skirt. And I used a zigzag stitch. Then match the sleeve seams to the side seam of the bodice and pin until the bodice is attached. The shoulder will hang over, so you'll have excess fabric. You just want to match the center to the armhole opening of the bodice. Sew that on at 1/2 an inch. Your shoulder where the sleeve will sit, sew it to the top inner edge of the sleeve 1/4 inch away. Repeat the same steps but with the circumference of your arm where your sleeve will end. And that's it. Make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
Still be house fit. If it ain't about $1, you can get out down the way. I got cousins who got husbands tryna tell